Hi everyone. For this lesson we'll take a look at congruence in overlapping triangles. So here's a diagram where we have two overlapping triangles. We have triangle ABC, which is the blue one, and we have triangle DCB, which is the orange one. Alright, so for these two overlapping triangles, let's say that angle DBC, which is this angle here, is congruent to angle ACB, which is this angle. And also that angle BDC, this angle, is congruent to CAB. And we want to know if that's enough information to prove that these two overlapping triangles are congruent. Okay, so if you look at the overlapping triangles, we know that we have side BC that overlaps side CB, right? And since we know that overlapping sides are congruent because of the reflexive property of congruence, we can use this marking here to indicate that BC is congruent to CB. Alright, so here's the original diagram of the overlapping triangles. But you can see it more clearly when we separate the two triangles as shown here. This is triangle ABC and this is triangle DCB, and notice that all the markings are the same. Alright, so now we have these two triangles and we have this angle is congruent to this angle, and we have this angle is congruent to this angle, and we have the non-included side, which is this side here, that is congruent to this side. So we can use the angle side theorem to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Another overlapping situation is when you have a common angle, which is this angle here, between two triangles. And the two triangles that are depicted in this overlapping diagram are triangle ABC, which is this one here, and triangle ADE, which is this one here. And here we have the common angle. Alright, so for this problem, let's say that it's given that angle C is congruent to angle E. So we can actually mark it off. Angle E and angle C are congruent. And that side AC is congruent to side AE. So AC is congruent to AE. So the question is, do we have enough information from the given and from the overlapping diagram to conclude or prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADE? Okay, so to help us answer the question, we have to look at the overlapping angles, namely angle EAD and angle CAB. And since they're overlapping, we can use the reflexive property of congruence to show that the two angles are congruent. So we'll mark it off like this. Alright, just like before, we'll separate the two triangles. As shown here, we have triangle ABC and we have triangle ADE, and as you can see, we have this angle that is congruent to this angle, and we have, because of the reflexive property of congruence, this angle is congruent to this angle, and this is given that side AC is congruent to this side AE. And now we have enough information. Namely, we can use the angle side angle postulate to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Okay everyone, we have reached the end of the last video for the year, and we're very happy.